Welcome to Frame by Frame. Today we're turning up the heat with Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, the 2011 sequel that pushes Johnny Blaze into his most intense battle yet. This isn't just about vengeance, it's about redemption, family, and stopping the devil himself from taking over the world. Nicolas Cage is back, and he's turning the crazy dial all the way up. Let's ride into this fiery chaos. Our story begins in Eastern Europe, where we meet Nadia and her son, Danny, living life on the run. But they aren't just avoiding trouble, they're running from something much darker. A group of deadly mercenaries led by Ray Kerrigan is closing in on them. From the start, it's clear that Danny isn't just an ordinary boy. He's carrying a secret that could endanger the entire world. The opening scene throws us straight into the action with an intense chase sequence. Nadia fights to protect her son, showing off her resourcefulness and determination. The tension skyrockets as the mercenaries surround them, but just when it seems like they're out of options, help arrives in the form of Moreau. Enter Moreau, a French warrior monk with nerves of steel, played by Idris Elba. Moreau bursts onto the scene in style, guns blazing, to help Nadia and Danny escape. He's a member of a secret order dedicated to protecting the world from demonic forces, and he knows exactly who Danny is and why the devil wants him. Despite his efforts, the battle takes its toll, and it becomes clear that this fight is far from over. We cut to Johnny Blaze, who has been hiding out in a desolate corner of Eastern Europe. Years have passed since the events of the first film, and Johnny is a broken man. Haunted by his deal with the devil, he struggles to suppress the Ghost Rider, the fiery demon lurking inside him. Nicolas Cage turns up the intensity in this role, portraying Johnny as unhinged, paranoid, and desperate. His transformation into the Ghost Rider isn't just physical, it's a gut-wrenching process that reflects his internal torment. Every day, Johnny battles the Rider within, trying to keep its destructive power at bay. Moreau tracks Johnny down, offering him a lifeline. He proposes a deal. If Johnny can help protect Danny and stop the devil's plan, Moreau's order will help him break the curse of the Ghost Rider. It's a glimmer of hope for Johnny, who agrees, albeit reluctantly. And just like that, Johnny Blaze is back in action. Johnny sets out to find Nadia and Danny, eventually crossing paths with them. But their meeting is far from peaceful. Nadia is understandably skeptical of this strange man claiming he can protect her son, especially when she learns about the Ghost Rider. Danny, on the other hand, is curious, even excited about Johnny's powers. Their tentative alliance is put to the test when Kerrigan and his mercenaries launch another attack. This scene is pure chaos. Bullets fly, vehicles explode, and it seems like Johnny, Nadia, and Danny are outnumbered and outgunned. But then Johnny's worst fear becomes reality. He can no longer suppress the Ghost Rider. In a visceral, bone-chilling sequence, Johnny transforms into the Rider. Flames engulf his body, his skull burns with hellfire, and his bike morphs into a fiery weapon of destruction. The Rider unleashes hell on Kerrigan's forces, wielding his fiery chains with devastating precision. Cars are obliterated, mercenaries are consumed by flames, and the Rider's terrifying penance stare leaves a haunting mark on the survivors. But this isn't a clean victory. Johnny's lack of control frightens Danny and Nadia, raising questions about whether the Rider is truly a protector or a monster. Now let's talk about Rourke, the devil himself. Played by Kieran Hines, Rourke is weak in his current human form, but he has a sinister plan to regain his power. Years ago, Rourke made a deal with Nadia, saving her life in exchange for bearing his child. That child is Danny, who carries a piece of the devil's essence. Rourke intends to use Danny as a vessel to transfer his essence into a new body, one that will allow him to unleash hell on Earth. It's a plan decades in the making, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Meanwhile, Kerrigan's story takes a dark turn. After a fiery encounter with the Ghost Rider, he's left for dead. But Rourke resurrects him as Blackout, a demonic enforcer with the power to decay anything he touches. Blackout becomes a formidable adversary, combining his terrifying abilities with his ruthless determination to capture Danny. Despite the chaos around them, we see a softer side of Johnny as he bonds with Danny. The boy's innocence and courage remind Johnny of what he's fighting for. There's a touching scene where Danny playfully asks Johnny what it feels like to transform into the Ghost Rider. Johnny's response is both chilling and heartfelt, showing the pain he endures to protect others. Moreau warns Johnny that time is running out. To stop Rourke, Johnny must fully embrace the Ghost Rider's power, even if it means losing himself to the darkness. It's a pivotal moment for Johnny, who realizes that redemption can only come through sacrifice. The climax takes us to a crumbling temple where Rourke begins the ritual to transfer his essence into Danny. The atmosphere is apocalyptic, with dark clouds swirling and hellfire crackling as the ceremony unfolds. Johnny and Nadia arrive just in time, but Blackout is waiting for them. The fight between Ghost Rider and Blackout is an epic spectacle. Blackout's decay powers give him an edge, but Johnny taps into the full fury of the Rider, using his chains and bike in a fiery display of destruction. After an explosive battle, Johnny defeats Blackout, clearing the path to Danny. Meanwhile, Danny discovers his own powers as Rourke's son. In a climactic twist, Danny uses his connection to the devil to disrupt the ritual, weakening Rourke and giving Johnny the chance to strike. With one final burst of hellfire, Johnny sends Rourke back to hell, ending the threat once and for all. The first time in years, Johnny feels at peace. But instead of walking away, he decides to embrace the Rider's power, not as a curse, but as a weapon for good. The final scene shows Johnny riding off into the horizon, flames blazing but controlled. He's no longer a man consumed by vengeance. He's a hero, ready to face whatever comes next. And that's Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, a story of redemption, sacrifice, and fiery justice. This sequel pushes Johnny Blaze to his limits, delivering explosive action and emotional depth. What did you think of this wild ride? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more epic recaps right here on Frame by Frame. Until next time, keep your engines roaring.